Yo, what's going on, YouTube friends and family? You already know what time it is. It's another edition of the Kenny and Manny Show. I'm gonna say it one more time, Kenny and Manny Show. Yo, Manny, what you got for me? How you feeling? What's going
What's
on, man?
poppin', man? What's going on out there, Brody? Just
Chilling,
chilling, man.
chilling.
Just chilling, bro. You already know, man. It's is Saturday, but by the time you and of us see this video, it's gonna be what Sunday. But you already know, baby. It's another day, another dollar,
Uh,
man. What's
yo,
going on?
so so y'all check this out. We decided to do something a little different. We decided to go with a
Mm-hmm.
little story time today. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, this YouTube platform, I like to use it as my diary of Chris. I'm not gonna tell you all my personal stuff. That'll probably be on the Patreon in the future. But I just want to let you guys know about, dating, man. Oh my gosh, I'm from New York. Dating can be brutal.
Story time, baby.
Oh man, let me tell you something, man. A lot of people think that dating, especially if you're a certain physical caliber or you make a certain income, then it's easy. Yo, man, let me tell
Mhm.
you something. Guys, keep putting in the work. Focus on your purpose. I'm telling you right now, from personal experience, man, the shit is brutal out there. Not complaining to you guys. I'm just letting you know. If you're not on your grind, you're gonna neglect a lot of areas of your life, man. So I want to tell you guys.
Facto.
I want to tell you guys a little something, something, something. So
Okay.
yeah, I hope they're
I
not
know it's
singing.
hey, I don't know the story, so we listening all together at the same damn
I hope.
time.
All right, listen. So yesterday, man, yo, take this out, man. I'm not trying to talk myself. Yo, take this.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Take this.
Few moments later.
Last night, couldn't even get an answer. That Diddy song or something like that.
All right, yo, check this out. Story time, man. Yo, I want to let you guys know that um, you're better off being about your purpose, man. I'm telling you right now, I've been on the field. A lot of you guys are listening to this, dating gurus about, numbers game, numbers game, numbers game, numbers game. Let me tell you something. Either you want success or you want the poom poom. I'm going to say it again. Either you want success or you want the poom poom. Prime example, I got a good job. I got my shit together. You know what I'm saying? Got my education. But I've noticed that lately I've been neglecting certain areas of my life because I'm trying to, you know, increase my dating options. I'm trying to have an abundance, all that stuff like that. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You're better off exclusively working on your purpose. Girls is not going anywhere, pussy's not going anywhere. And a lot of people may say, yo, but how does chasing money actually get you women? If you're so busy being about your purpose, how do you get girls? Let me tell you. So I got a guy, a friend, he's an introvert. I'm gonna keep his identity private. And he doesn't do the cold
Expose
approach.
them.
He doesn't do the cold approach. He doesn't do the pickup. He doesn't do any of that. But he works really hard. Like he works 6 days, 7 days a week, and he has a couple real estate properties. And I've noticed, yo, but this guy doesn't talk. How is it that he's getting poom poom? And quite simple, he's chasing the money. So he has room rental. He has rooms rented. He has apartments rented, and a couple of his tenants, even though it could be messy, they're bad shorties. The bad shorty sees, damn, this guy has his whip. This guy has, he's a landlord. He has it. So they're giving him choosing signals. They're being about. So they see that he is the superior. He is the quote unquote, as the manosphere says, the alpha male. Whereas dudes like me in the past, even recently, I'm here thinking numbers game, talk to as many, talk to as many, talk to as many. And what you guys are ultimately doing when you're going by this approach, you're looking desperate, you're looking needy. Whereas if you're focusing what you have to focus on, you're looking like the prize, right? Because right
Mhm.
now we're looking at a time where women, bro, listen, man, you could be a certain height, you can make a certain income, but if you're giving them too much validation and you're showing them that you need them, it's not even worth it, man. Yo, man, back when you was in New York City, man, tell us about one of your experiences dealing with these
Woo-wee. And
dealing
and
with
hey,
these.
and I do want to share this as well, ladies and gentlemen. I will say this also applies to females. Slightly different perspective, but very similar as well for those of you ladies that are listening. Apologize for some of the verbiage, but of course, it's a barber shop talk, right? But you guys are included as well. And really quick, the reason I say that is because when you have girls that are not on their purpose and all they're looking is a guy so they can start a family, have a baby, and that's all
Mhm.
that they're focusing on, a lot of times they're going to come across guys that are just looking to take advantage. And next thing you know, their body count is through the roof. and now they have 3 babies, and they don't have no husband. Whereas if they're about their purpose, right, and looking to succeed in, in the job market, because hey, you guys wanted equality, right? So you got to work too, baby. That's how it works nowadays. You got to work, you got to make your money. So when you're focusing on those things, you're gonna meet guys that are on the level that you're expecting them to be. So by the time you do find that guy, you're gonna be in a relationship. Hopefully, you get married, have kids. Cinderella story. Anywho, back to the story. So yeah, to answer your question, bro, back in my day was like, and I'm not crazy old, but I moved out of New York City back in 2012, almost 2013. So I've been removed for a while from New York City. So during this time frame, you got to keep in mind, a lot of the social media platforms was not popping like it is right now. There was no TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
It was like pretty much, we had Vine was kind of getting popping at that time. Instagram had not taken off to that. I don't even know if Instagram was actually active, but if it was
for photographers. It was like for photographers.
And it had like that old logo with the little, like the old television logo.
Yeah, it's completely different than it is now.
Yeah,
man.
totally different. And the time frame was only like, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 15 seconds long. So it was totally different than it is now. Back then, at that time, we were talking about Facebook. That was it. Again, not MySpace. That's way back. So when I moved around that time, so I'm kind of just giving you guys that scenario where how things work. Okay, so right there, at that time, that's pretty much what we were using, Facebook primarily. So everything was still done the old school way, which was you had to do the cold approach. You go to parties, house parties, and stuff like that. So yeah, I was definitely involved.
They were
in
more
those
receptive.
things.
I've noticed that the females back then, they were actually more receptive. They had no choice but to be more social.
I would have to reword it rather than being more receptive. I would say they had no choice. That was it. That was your that was your Snapchat. That was your Instagram. That was how you DM the person. It was literally in person. You didn't have another choice. Now, because of the options, and you don't even have to go out and put in work, girls can kind of just sit in and just filter. Now, granted, I do understand girls have a difficult task as well, because their DMs is insane. For like a guy, you'll get a couple DMs here and there. Some girls are getting, hundreds of DMs daily. So that's crazy.
That's what's ruined it. That's what's ruined it.
Yeah, it's ruining it. So it's literally a job for them. Like, some of these girls are so attractive that it's literally a job for them to be able to go through freaking their DMs. And a lot of times they can't sit there and read them. It's just way too many. They would have to kind of just, So a lot of you guys that are you're probably wasting your time with DMs. I'll just be honest with you, because, and don't get offended if a girl doesn't respond to your DM, because it could be that there's so many, she's just kind of, glancing through it and see what catches her eye, the profile picture, the pickup line, maybe it was funny or not. But again, back to my day, I didn't have to worry about this stuff. Not saying that it was easier, because I still had to go out there. I still had to, put in the work and go out there. But yes, to your point,
it was natural.
Yeah, it was very natural. Go in person, go to those parties, those house parties. Back in the day, I'm still into cars and stuff like that. But in New York, when I had my car out there too, we would go to those little, car shows and just kind of be in the block. That's what I used to call it, guys. We're in the block. We're like in a little area where people are just drinking and having fun, conversating. And you meet people like that, right? So, anybody, you get a couple drinks in you, you start getting that liquid courage, and you start talking, man. If you're a talker, if you're a good talker at that, like myself, I consider myself a guy that I can hold a conversation. More often than not, I'm going to be able to get a number or two, and then from there is a numbers game, right? So if you get 2 numbers, 3 numbers, sometimes you'll vibe with 1 out of the 3. So, you know what I mean? Whereas now, is much of a numbers game. Today's game, like, I wouldn't even be able to do it, to be quite honest. I'll be frustrated if I'm playing that, social media game. So, yeah.
So I'll tell you about me, man. I'm glad. I admire your transparency, and not for nothing. Not saying that because you're my brother. I know for a fact you're a smooth cat, right? But you would definitely, in New York, it would definitely frustrate you. Prime example.
Sure.
Not to put my business out there. Yesterday, I'm a single dude. Yesterday I was out here in the streets of New York, man. I approached about 25.
Jesus Christ.
It is what it is. Listen, man, I'm not really a
Numbers.
DM type of person. I don't have a blue check mark. My pictures are okay. I guess I could do professional pictures, but even then, everyone's catching on to that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I approached like 25. I got maybe three numbers at that 25, but it wasn't like I was lame because I could hold a conversation. I'm not a weirdo. I can converse very well, but it's just in a fast-paced setting like New York, these girls get catcalled, they get hit on an everyday
Every
basis.
day,
I kid you not.
hourly.
Hourly, more like by the minute, bro. Like no
Yeah,
matter
it's
where they
crazy.
go. So what happens is when you talk to them, they're gonna immediately categorize you as a dude, as a fuck boy. You know what I'm saying? Like I had three girls tell me, like, yo, you handsome, you look good, you probably a mujeriego. So in Spanish, what that means is, oh, you a player,
It's
this
like
and this.
mujeriego is like womanizer, guys. For those of you that
You're a
don't speak Spanish.
womanizer. Yeah, exactly. That's what Dominicans say. So, either, and it could be maybe they were having a bad day, they're just rushing. But imagine out of 25, because I'm the type of person I don't give up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't encourage anybody doing this if you don't have a job, if you don't have your shit together, if you don't know where you want to go in life, have spare time. I don't want to play Xbox, so I'd rather do this, right? Have a couple girls in my rotation. So I did 25. Out of 25, got 2 to 3 numbers, bro. 2 to 3 numbers. And I'm like, damn, is it really worth approaching all these women just for 2 to 3 numbers? And then out of those 2 to 3 numbers, maybe a couple were actually giving me consistent conversation. So I'm thinking to myself, yo, it's not really worth it. The best bet would be to really focus on myself entirely. Because here's the thing, when you're having these conversations, for those of you that haven't got numbers, haven't gotten your first kiss yet, this is not to offend you. Once you get the number, now you got to build that rapport. Now you got to make
Gotcha.
her comfortable. That's
Mhm.
not including, let's say she has a personal life, she has work, she has family, she has friends. Her weekends, she only has, the average person only has Fridays and Saturdays available. So they have to dedicate time to their families, their loved ones, their best friends. Females have friend circles, they have a bunch of female friends. So now their time is being pulled from different directions. Now you got to show why you are worthy of having her time. So this is the things that a lot of these people don't want to tell you. These podcasts, this is the shit that you have to go through when you're trying to get these women's attention.
Exactly. It's a
You
lot,
know,
man.
you're dressing well, that increases your chances. You have a good
Hmm.
haircut. That these are increasing your probability. But a lot of guys are doing the same thing. So what are you doing
Hmm.
to differentiate yourself from the average guy?
Exactly.
But my advice to you guys, man, don't do it. I mean, if you want to do it to see for yourself, because at the end of the day, I could say don't do it. You're gonna have to learn
Exactly.
yourself.
Yeah.
But truth be
Yeah.
told, man, you're better off, honestly, being about your purpose, being about your money, because that alone is gonna stand you out. I tell you, look, my friend doesn't talk. He doesn't have the best social skills. But at the end of the day, he gets girls. Why he gets girls? Because for one, he dresses well. Why? Because he has the money to do so. He has a nice car because he has the money to do so. Like your resources are going to subconsciously attract the opposite sex. Look,
Hmm.
him being a landlord, him having a couple real estate properties, a couple of the girls that rented his shit, they're like, damn, but this guy, he looks good. You know, that alone can strike conversations and give you opportunities. I wouldn't do the cold approach, dirty, talk to the DMs out. That you're setting yourself up for failure. Make yourself the best option. Like increase your job position. If you a freaking engineer, be the best engineer. If you work at retail, try to be the manager. Just having that high position of authority is going to separate you from the bunch.
Yeah. That definitely it goes a long way, man. It definitely goes a long way. I again and again, not to say that everybody's gonna go ahead and become landlord, guys, because that's not realistically speaking. You need some good bread for that. But again, like Kenneth said, just whatever you're doing, make sure that you're the best at it. You're making good money at it, right? The better you are, there's a correlation there between skill sets. The better at it you are, that you'll make more money. So keep that in mind because again, it's gonna go a long way. It's gonna help you out a lot, tremendously. In fact. Uh, yeah, we've had this conversation, bro. I mean, I'm sure you can attest to that. I've told you this before. A lot of people, like even before, man, I've worked with people. They're like, man, you're killing it, bro. You're making so much bread. Like, damn, how much how are you getting all this money? And it's like, man, a lot of these people they work with me, but the thing is that they're out partying. They're out here, spending money on bottles. they're drinking consistently, and I'm not doing any of that. Have I done it in the past? Of course, I was younger before, when I was
That's
in
a
my early
big time
20s.
waster and a big money waster. That's
But it is a
big
money waste. I'm actually in a different mindset. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. I'll tell you guys, hey, experience it for yourself if you want to, but don't live that lifestyle because it's not going to get you to where you need to. If you want
no
to
longevity.
experiment, so then we don't have to tell you about this. You want to kind of know for yourself. By all means, hey, I'm in the mindset. Sure, go ahead, try it. But once you get it out of your system, which you want to do that quickly, it will be about your purpose. When you do that, man, I mean, at that point, it's limitless what you could do. So,
yeah, man.
That's it, man. So, kind of again, so make sure that you are not neglecting other areas because, again, even though subconscious you think you may not be doing so, there's a lot of areas where you are missing out. You're just not realizing it.
Yes,
because of the fact that it's consuming so much of your time.
If you're making money in your sleep, by all means do that. But if you're not making money in your sleep, don't do it. You gotta have multiple streams of income to have a lifestyle like that. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. Definitely, be about your purpose and don't focus on one thing because usually when it's something else really quick. I want to say this. I remember, I love sports, so I always like to use like analogies for sports. So I know when you're like the main player, say like a LeBron or Kevin Durant. We always hear coaches talking about let the game come to you, right? And what they mean by that is just kind of stick to the game plan. Don't try to push it. Don't try to, put yourself out there too much because what's going to happen is you're going to do turnovers. You're going to start missing shots. You're going to get frustrated. If you let the game come to you, you kind of just go with the flow. You feel for the game. You're passing the ball. You're being more, selfish. Like you're not being as selfish. And the next thing you know, that's going to open up opportunities where now you're scoring. Whereas if you're forcing shots, you're missing more. So that's it's about being efficient, man. Working smarter, not harder. But on that note,
what I was doing, I was working harder, not smarter, man.
Exactly, man. But yeah, guys, on that note, I just want to say, make sure if you like this type of content, I know we haven't really done the story times like this before, where we're sharing a little bit more of a personal story of ourselves. Let us know in the comment section down below if you guys appreciate stories like this. We'll certainly continue to do that. But above all else, make sure that you're liking and subscribing and hitting that notification bell. But anything else, bro, that you would like to add to this episode?
That'll be all, man. Chase success.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what time it is. You guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. You already know, baby. It's another day, another dollar.
Another day.